It was the last watch of the night. There was silence all around. A young man was in a deep sleep. Suddenly, he dreamed that he was walking in a lush forest. The trees were swaying in the wind, the birds were making strange but charming sounds, and the water of a waterfall was sparkling in the distance. Then suddenly the scene changed. He was standing on the top of a high mountain. Clouds were floating in front of him. A moment later, it felt as if his feet had slipped and he was falling down. As he fell, his heart started beating fast, and at that moment he woke up with a start. He immediately said to himself, "I just had a strange dream." But only a few seconds passed, and the dream images began to blur. A minute later, all he remembered was that he was falling somewhere. 5 minutes later, he had forgotten whether the dream was a forest or a mountain. This does not happen to just one person. This happens to almost every person in the world. We dream many dreams throughout the night, but within a few moments of waking up in the morning, most of them disappear from our memory. Why does this happen? If dreams are the creation of our own minds, then why does our minds forget them so quickly? This question has puzzled mankind for centuries. In ancient times, people believed that dreams were messages from a mysterious world. Some considered them signs of the gods, some considered them a glimpse of the future, and some believed that dreams were a journey of the human soul. But time passed. Science began to study the brain, and gradually the secret began to be revealed that dreams are actually part of a complex activity taking place inside our brain. The surprising thing is that an ordinary person can have not just one, but many dreams in a night. Most people do not even realize it, because a few moments after waking up, they have forgotten almost everything. When scientists studied sleep, they found that our sleep consists of several stages. Among them, there is also a stage in which dreams are most vivid. During this time, some parts of the brain are very active, while others remain relatively quiet. This is where the mystery begins. The part of the brain that plays an important role in preserving new memories works differently during certain stages of sleep than it does when we are awake. That is why dreams continue to form, but very few of them reach our permanent memory. This does not mean that dreams are not important. In fact, many experts believe that dreams help the brain organize emotions, memories, and daily experiences. In other words, dreams are not just stories, but part of the internal activity of the brain. Just think, if you could remember every dream of your life forever, your brain would probably be filled with millions of unnecessary scenes. Many dreams every night would accumulate over the years. This may make it more difficult to remember the necessary information. That is why some scientists believe that forgetting dreams may also be a useful ability of the brain. But then another question arises. If most dreams are forgotten, why do we remember some dreams for years? Why do some dreams feel so real that their impact on the mind and heart remains even after waking up? And why do some people say that they remember dreams every day, while others think that they never dream? All these questions are interconnected, and their answers are hidden in the secrets of the brain that science has not yet fully understood. Almost every person dreams several times a night, but within moments of waking up, most of these dreams disappear from our memory. The question is, why does the brain do this? To understand this secret, we need to look at the amazing activity that takes place inside our brain. When a person falls asleep, everything seems calm from the outside. But in reality, the brain is not completely silent. Rather, it is constantly working even during sleep. It organizes the information of the day, stores important memories, and tries to separate unnecessary information. During this time, a special stage of sleep occurs, called REM sleep. This is the stage in which most dreams occur. At this time, the parts of the brain that create images, sounds, and emotions are very active. That is why dreams sometimes feel so real that a person feels as if he is really living that moment. But surprisingly, at the same time, the part of the brain that plays a key role in firmly storing new memories is working differently than when you are awake. That's why dreams continue to form, but very few of them are stored in permanent memory. It's just like a beautiful scene appears in front of you for a few moments, but you don't have a camera to take a picture of it. The scene is seen, but later the details are not remembered. Scientists also discovered another interesting thing. If a person wakes up during or immediately after REM sleep, they are more likely to remember their dreams. But if they go back to deep sleep or immediately get busy with their daily activities after waking up, the dreams start to fade within a few moments. That's why some people say, "I had a dream today, but I can't remember it now." The fact is that the dream must have happened, but the brain did not preserve it. It has also been observed that emotional dreams can be remembered for a long time. For example, if a person is very scared, very happy, or experiences a surprising event in a dream, such dreams can be remembered for a longer time than ordinary dreams. This is because emotions leave a deep impact on the brain. Similarly, if a person starts repeating a dream or writes it down as soon as he wakes up, the chances of remembering it increase. But if he immediately starts looking at his mobile phone, talking, or getting busy with some other task, the brain starts considering the new information as important, and the memory of the dream gradually starts fading away. Here another interesting question arises. Some people say that they dream every night, while some say that they never dream. Is this really the case? The answer from science is no. According to research, almost every healthy person dreams. The only difference is that some people remember their dreams more, and some people remember very little. In other words, the problem is not with dreaming, but with remembering the dream. This is why two people can have the same number of dreams in the same night, but one person is telling them in detail in the morning, while the other says, "I didn't dream at all." Now the question is there any way to remember dreams? And is forgetting dreams actually a protective ability of the brain? By now we know that almost everyone dreams several times a night, but within a few moments of waking up, most of these dreams disappear from memory. Now the question is forgetting dreams a weakness, or is it designed by nature for a specific purpose? Interestingly, many brain experts believe that forgetting dreams is actually a protective mechanism of the brain. Imagine if you could remember every dream of your life forever, what would happen? The average person dreams several times almost every night. If every dream were stored in the brain in full detail, then within a few years millions of scenes, faces, sounds, and imaginary events would accumulate in your memory. In this case, it would be much more difficult for the brain to distinguish between necessary and unnecessary information. That's why many scientists believe that the brain gradually erases most of the details of dreams after waking up to make room for important information from everyday life. This does not mean that dreams are meaningless. Several studies have indicated that dreams can play a role in organizing our emotions, daily experiences, and memory. That is, dreams end, but the mental impact they receive sometimes remains. For example, you may not remember the whole story of a dream, but after waking up, feelings of joy, fear, or sadness may persist for some time. This is also a surprising fact. If you start repeating your dream in your mind as soon as you wake up or write it down immediately, the chances of remembering it increase. That's why some people keep a notebook near their bed and write down their dreams as soon as they wake up. On the contrary, if you pick up your mobile phone as soon as you wake up, start reading messages, or get busy with some other task, the memory of the dream can disappear very quickly. Another interesting question is whether animals also dream. Research has shown that many mammals and some birds also go through a stage of sleep that is similar to REM sleep in humans. That is why scientists believe that they can also dream in some form, although we cannot know for sure how their dreams occur. Finally, it is important to remember one thing. Science has not yet fully understood every secret of dreams. Research on dreams is ongoing, and new information comes to light every year. But one thing is almost certain. Dreaming is a normal and healthy process of the human brain. And forgetting most dreams is also a natural part of this process. So the next time you wake up in the morning and say, "I think I had a dream, but I can't remember," don't be surprised. You're not alone. Millions of people around the world experience the same thing every morning. Our brain has quietly finished its work. It takes care of the essentials, leaves the unnecessary details behind, and prepares us for a new day. Perhaps this is why most dreams fade from our memory as soon as we wake up, but a faint trace of them remains somewhere in our minds. Do some people really dream more and some people less? Or is the truth something else? This question has been puzzling not only ordinary people, but also scientists for decades. Earlier, people believed that dreams only come to a select few. But modern research has changed this concept. Today, scientists say that almost every healthy person dreams several dreams every night. A normal person can have 4 to 6 dreams in a night. The only difference is that some people remember their dreams more, while some people remember almost nothing after waking up. That is, in most cases, the problem is not dreaming, but remembering the dream. When we sleep, our sleep goes through several stages. Among them, there is a stage called REM sleep. During this time, the brain is very active and most vivid dreams occur at this time. If a person wakes up near this stage, the chances of remembering his dreams increase. But if they wake up a long time after going through deep sleep, the dreams are often erased from memory. This is why one person wakes up in the morning and tells the whole story of their dream, while another says with certainty that he did not dream at all. Scientists also noticed another interesting thing. People who have frequent light sleep or who wake up several times a night can remember their dreams relatively more. On the contrary, people who sleep continuously in deep sleep also dream. But by the time they wake up, most of them have forgotten their dreams. But sleep is not the only reason for this difference. According to experts, mental stress, daily routines, age, emotions, and the brain's memory style can also affect it. For example, people who have more emotional events in their lives, or who have creative thinking, sometimes remember their dreams more clearly. Similarly, children and adolescents sometimes remember dreams better than adults, although this is not the same for everyone. Another surprising thing is that some people continue to believe for years that they do not dream at all, although when their sleep was examined in the laboratory, it was found that they were dreaming like others. That is, our perception does not always present a complete picture of reality. Now, another interesting question arises. If almost everyone dreams, can we gain some control over our dreams? Can a person know within a dream that he is dreaming, and can he change the story of the dream at will? Now we know another secret that millions of people around the world have experienced. Has it ever happened to you that you are just about to fall asleep, suddenly feeling as if you are falling from a high place, and at that moment your whole body shakes with a strong jolt? Most people wake up with a start from this sudden jolt. Their heart beats faster, and for a few moments they do not understand what happened. Interestingly, this is not uncommon. According to experts, about 60 to 70% of the world's people experience such a jolt at some point in their lives. It is called hypnic jerk or sleep start in scientific language. This jolt usually occurs when a person is entering the first stage of sleep from a state of wakefulness. During this time, the body's muscles gradually relax, the heart rate slows down, and breathing slows down. Some experts believe that sometimes the brain misinterprets this sudden change. It feels for a moment as if the body is falling or has lost its balance. That is why the brain immediately sends a powerful signal to the muscles, causing the entire body to shake in one jolt. That is why many people also dream of falling along with this jolt. Although scientists are still researching the exact cause, according to current evidence, it is usually a natural and harmless process. Research has also shown that if a person is very tired, under stress, stays up late at night, or consumes too much caffeine before going to bed, the chances of such jolts may increase. Therefore, if the body suddenly shakes while sleeping. In most cases, there is no need to panic. It is part of a brief but surprising connection between our brain and body, which occurs as we enter the world of sleep. Sleep is still a mysterious world for science. Dreams, memories, sudden jerks of the body and brain activity, all of these remind us that even while we sleep, our brain is not silent, but is constantly doing its job.